Hey, welcome back, guys. Let's do a little cleanup before we move on. Oh, by the way, I'm creating a new framework for you guys. So I want us to be sharing code using plugins so that when I make something new, we can all share that you can use to speed up your workflow. I'm calling it Thunder PHP for lack of a better word. So this is a framework just like what we've been doing, OOP, but I'm going to add some documentation. So all that remains is documentation and some video tutorials as well, so that you guys can get started immediately when you grab this thing. It has login, sign up, and a whole lot of features that you can use for your own projects instead of starting from scratch. So I'm going to make tutorials for this a bit later. But for now, let's come back to this. So I want us to clean things up a little bit. So first of all, if I go to my here on the menu here, I want to limit what I can see depending on who I am. So right now, I am the what am I logged in as? Okay, but how come I could see the rows? Okay, maybe that was a mistake or something. Anyway, the first thing is I want, when I find something that isn't really found, I shouldn't just see the dashboard. So let's go to the admin controller here, and I'm going to go very high up here. And what I'll do is, instead of this index, I'll duplicate this index and then change this one to dashboard, like this. Okay, so dashboard. And then if we find ourselves in the index, then it means we are lost. So this one is page not found. So I'll just say page not found. And then we'll just send this to a 404 page in the admin section. But then the rest will be dashboard. So let me go to, so all links to the admin section should go to dashboard. So now what I can do is, in the admin section here, I can just create a new file, and let me copy from other files like rows. Let's go up here. Let's grab the header, paste it there. Let's put the footer as well. And then here we're just going to put an h1 tag, says page not found. So I'm going to save this as 404.view.php and forget about it. Alrighty then. So if I come back here and refresh, I'll get this page not found, which is fine. Now if I go to courses, I have that. Dashboard is page not found. Even sales is page not found. Except now I can link to dashboard. Where is this? Admin header, and go to dashboard. Instead of just /admin, this one is dashboard, like that. Small letter D. So let me copy that. And then I can go now to the header for the front end and navigation, actually. Let me find every reference to admin, like here. I'll put /dashboard. Let me find another one. It's the only one. All right, cool. So this means now if I go to my home page and click on dashboard, it actually takes me to the dashboard. Then I can move around. Some of these are not there, so that we can clearly see what we have and what we don't have. Okay. All right. So all this is working fine. By the way, we need to limit access to the slider images as well, because you may want somebody to assign a special role for somebody who just changes the slider images apart from anything else. So we should give access to that. Same thing with cells. You may want somebody to just be checking the cells but not be able to edit slider images. so you can put all those things in there. We can do that in the permissions.php file, which is found in the core. So right here on permissions, let me add two items. One is edit, I don't know, slider images, and the other one can be so with cells it's just view, edit, delete. Wait, is it cells that I was looking for? So slider images, cells, and dashboard as well. That's the one I wanted to see. So there's view dashboard. Maybe you don't want that as well. And then there's also view admin area in general. So let me just put this at the very top. View admin area, so that you can close somebody off if you don't want them to be able to view the entire admin area for some reason. So there we go. Now if I go to let me set these. Let's say slider images, cells, and dashboard. These are sensitive. Enrolled courses are for everyone. My courses are for everyone. Watch history is for everyone. Profiles for everyone, except slider images and cells. So let's go to, where is this? Admin header. And let's go to here. So I'm just going to grab this. Limit what people can see. And then change that. So view dashboard. There we go. Cool. Now let me copy that again. Let's do the same for cells. Let me paste that. Let me also do the same for slider images. Let me paste that and change that. So view, I think this one goes like edit slider images. Okay. And this one is view cells. I didn't add that, so I should add that. Let me copy the end if. Don't forget to add the end if after every end. And same thing here. Okay, very good. So for the cells thing, let's go here and let's duplicate these ones that are view, add, and edit. Now you can't really add cells. You can view them, and maybe not a good idea to be able to edit them, but this is entirely up to you how you want to structure this. So let's do this. So we've repeated view rows, so I'll just change that to cells. There's add cells. We can't add cells. Wait, I've confused things. Let me just undo. I'll just duplicate this down here to make things easier. So there's view cells, and then there's edit cells, and then there's delete cells. We can't add cells, so we'll leave that be. Okay, there's dashboard, view admin area, everything is right here. Cool. Now if I refresh, you see how things have been limited there to only what I can see. So I just have my profile, my courses. Now with the dashboard itself, maybe you may want somebody to, even normal viewers, to see the dashboard, but the information they see could be limited to their own content, right? So it depends what you want. So they may want to see cells as well. So that's up to you. Then you can change what kind of cells they see, etc. So we can give those permissions later. And then now if I go to profile, you see here there was a user role, I think. Wait a minute. If I go to users here, the default row is 0, which is not nice. It should be 1 instead. So let me put 1 there. What I'll do is let me go to the sign up controller and sign up. And right here, instead of row, I should put 1. That's why it was turned to a 0. That's the default value. Okay, cool. Now the problem is since we have numbers here, it's showing just a number. If I refresh it to show a 1 now, that's not nice. This is leading us to, whenever we want to check for whether somebody is an admin or not, with is admin, we have to go and read from the database, which can be a little bit cumbersome. So let's change this a little bit. So what we're going to do is I want to remove all of this here, even though I added it. So I'll copy this. Let me move this here, like so. So I'm going to say user data. Instead of just row, I'm going to have a row like this, a row for the row itself. So that row, or maybe let's just name it row name. The other one should have been row ID. That would make more sense, but no problem. We just say row name like that is equal to admin, then return. This is fine. And if not empty, user data. Let's see. This could be empty as well. So let me just grab that and say if not empty, and paste it there like so. Then we don't need all of this anymore. This way we limit the number of times we read from the database, because some hosting services do limit how many queries you can run on your website. Okay, so now we just need to look for row name, which we should create. Now we create this when logging in. So let's go to the login page. Oh, wait a minute. Shouldn't have just deleted all that. Let me just cut that. Okay, so let me go to login. Once we authenticate a user, we have the row that represents the user. So before we do this authentication, let's get user row name. Let me paste all of that right here. Okay, so everything remains the same. Select row where ID is equal to ID. Now the ID in this case should be from this row that we've just read. So I'll grab this and say row. And since we're already reading from the database, we don't need to excuse me, we don't need to make an instance of DB. So we can use this user and do query right there. So row, wait, what am I doing? Why am I calling it row at all? This is going to interfere with that row. So I'll just say row like this version of row like that. Okay, so ID is equal to that, and then row is equal to this. Cool. Then I'm going to say I need to attach the result of this to that. So I'll say if row like this. Then let's do some magic. So I'm going to say row name is equal to the result of that row and row like that, because that's the column name that we got from there. So all these row is can be very confusing, but this is the result, the array, and then we grab that array to get but we need to get just the first result from this. So I will put my 0 there like so. Alrighty then. Then once we update this, we add it. Now it's very possible that we won't get a row that corresponds to that ID. So we need to utilize this else statement and then do this again. And then just set it to an empty, we'll just say user or something. I don't know. or you can just set it to an empty so that they don't have access to anything. All right, and then we authenticate now using that. Alrighty then, so let's see if this will work at all. Now I'm going to home and I'm going to log out. Then I will log in again. Let me log in as admin, see if I have access. Okay, as you can see, I do have access, so it has actually worked. If you want to see how we have saved information in there, let me go to the admin section here. And where can I do this? On the dashboard. Let me just say show session user data, like that, and then die. Okay, so let's go to the dashboard. Okay, so this is what it is. The about section of the user. Now the row is 2, right? But then we added row name right here, which tells us we are an admin. Now the advantage why we just didn't put this row in here is because now if we change what we are naming our admin, then even this will change here once we log in again. So it's not limited, it will change for all users because we are adding this just when you log in. We read from the table and then add it in when you log in. So which means if it was edited by somebody, it will reflect the new data. It's different to when it's just right there in every user's row, which means every row must be edited. Okay, so there we go. Now things are working as intended. Dashboard, categories, user roles, watch history, enrolled courses, page not found, sales, page not found. Okay, cool. So everything seems pretty cool now. So now if I log out, let me log in back as Mary, not the admin. Let's go to our dashboard. And if I go to my profile, now I still see that number 1. So, but now we can edit it. If I go to my profile, where is this? Profile view. Down to the very last. What to do? Where am I viewing this from? Okay, so right about, what am I looking for? User row, Facebook links. Oh, these are tabs here, which is why we have to go way up, which is right here. So instead of just row, it becomes row name. That way if I refresh, unknown property. All right, it doesn't exist really. It only exists when in the session, not in this row right here. So what we need to do is let's go right on the session here. Where is that? The login, right where we extracted it. Let me copy everything. So we are now going to go to the user model and tell it to grab the row name, say protected, after select is equal to, so let's add a function here that we can run after a select. We'll say get row. Okay, then we go down here to do exactly that. Now what I'll do is I'll just copy what I did with row, because there's no need to redo things if they're exactly the same. So copy that, paste it here. Now instead of get permissions, it's going to be get row. Now here what we're going to check for is if row exists, and also what will tell us that this is really the user table is the email, I guess, or first name or last name. So let's try, let's use email here instead. So if email exists and row exists, this is definitely a user's table. Then let's look through, and then let me paste. Why is it so much that I needed to paste? Oh, because I copied some other thing. So let's go back to the login page and grab this. And back to, where am I supposed to go back? User model, and paste. Okay, so this one here is the query that we need to get. So select all from, and then paste. This one we just need one row, that's why we're doing limit 1. And then if we grab the result, what are we looking for here? Query, and we have ID in there instead. So let me remove that, and then here it's row. Okay, because the row in users table, that's what contains the ID of the row. Then once we grab that, instead of permissions, we can just say row name like this is equal to, because that's what we are looking for. And instead of array column, because we know the result is always going to be 1, so it's always the first item, and let's grab its row name, which is in that column. And that should actually do. The rest of this we can delete, we didn't need it. Okay, let's test it out. So back to our here and refresh. Now it's there. Okay, very good. Now things are back to normal, except we don't have a base image here. I don't know why we don't have that. Let me go to public assets, images. There's the no image here, which is supposed to show. So let's go back to the profile view, and where is the image? So instead of just raw image here, let's use get image. Is this a function I created in here already? Let's find out. Wait a minute, wait a minute. What part is this? I think it's the right part. So what's going on? Let me go to functions. Let's see. Get image. So it is here. Assets, images, no. So if the file does not exist, yep, it's supposed to show. Let me go to the page, refresh it, inspect. Let's see what it's showing. Okay, so no image, JPEG. It's actually showing here. Okay. I think it has repeated the root twice. So let me remove this root. It's not needed anymore. That was why. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, much better now. Okay, so we continue in the next video.